My mom used to get pissed when I tell my grandmother lives in Arkansas, so we would only go there once every 2 years or something. And I'll be telling my grandmother a story, and my mom would come in the room and she'd be like, why you didn't tell me that story? And in my mind, I don't say it out loud, obviously. I'm like, would you shut up? Like, what? I'm not talking to you right now. This is not even your conversation. Why are you in this conversation? But she would get all offended, and then she would shame me for feeling like I somehow slighted her by telling my grandmother who lives 1,000 miles away and not tell her whose home I live in.
I just don't tell her much. So, yeah, I'm much more quiet. It's much more of a quiet anger at home.
I'm just thinking like, shut up, you don't know what's happening, and like you're just saying this stuff.
Some things do happen at school that ruin my mood. So when I come home, I don't want to take my anger out on anybody there, but it usually ends up happening uncontrollably.
I don't want to, but it just happens. Like I explode at my mom because maybe one time I'm having a bad day, and then maybe I make one slip up, and she's like, "Why would you do that? Why did you lose your sweater?" Blah blah blah, and I'm just like, I didn't mean to. Like I'm just like saying, I had a bad day. I'm not thinking about having my sweater. I'm thinking about going home. I'm not thinking about my sweater. I'm thinking about like keeping myself together, not getting in trouble, keeping my mask on.
My mom's dealing with her emotions the way she needs to deal with them, but also not understanding that there's differences that we need, that young men and boys need sometimes, that we have to be careful that we don't like take it personal. Not that you won't take it personal, but that you respond that in a way that doesn't make them feel more disconnected.
I don't know, I just feel like I'm more open with my mom, and I don't know why.
I just don't open up. It literally just comes out uncontrollably.
I barely have anyone. Like my mom is kind of the only person that I even a little bit open up to.
It's more of explosions rather than opening.
How many men in the room relate to that? Just out of curiosity.
I know what it feels like when people think they're laughing with you, but they don't know they're laughing at you.
Like you're just making me feel more about it when you don't know what's going on in my personal life.
There's really like no one.
Sometimes you may think it's a slight, and you may be just missing the idea that there's sometimes a different energy that your son needs that all can't come from you. And if you make them feel ashamed that they told their uncle something that they haven't told you yet, you're gonna keep creating the barrier that they are like, see,
There it goes again.
they're making judgments about what the best way to create conversation, connection, community, and it happens.
Once you like stop doing the things that everyone else is doing, or you don't want to do something, or you like open up, you kind of like lose your cool status.
I have to be comfortable with that person first, or be around that person, or know that person for a long amount of time to know that that's maybe okay.
And you may probably even told them that once in one of your moments of lack of words to say. I know you better than you know yourself, and I will tell you this. They were watching you before they could speak. They know what your inflection of your eyebrows means. They know what the tone of your voice means. They know the way you grab your bag out of the car means. They are observant. They know if you come into the car after school and they're like, hey, how was the day? They know the answer to give you to get you off their back. Because sometimes for some of our young men, the question itself is a loaded question. Maybe you're really asking. Maybe you're probing. Maybe you're just in the greeting mode, so you just said it just to say it, and they know the answer they give you to keep you moving with the things. It's practice.